It is round 3 of 5, but we are moving back to Jones Supreme. It will be the last time we play here. Welcome to the PDGA World Championships. We're watching Kristin Tattar, Ella Hansen, Missy Gannon, and Paige Pierce attack the course. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two Hot Geese.
Honk.
Kristin Tattar shooting 10 down her first round out here, setting the course record at Jones. Ella Hansen and Paige and Missy all just shooting up the leaderboard yesterday, I think with 5 down a piece.
Yep. You had to be a handful at least under par to make it to the lead card at the very minimum, and also to be in top 10. We started on hole 1. It played as the second most difficult hole in round 1, and again, the second most difficult today. It's pretty straightforward. Just lands it on this island. There is a forgiving little wall around the edge that catches you. If you don't make it, there is a drop zone.
5 a.m. FPO LEAD card, your third round of the 2022 Professional Disc Golf World Championships presented by Dynamic Discs. Teeing off first, Kristin Tattar.
Kristin has been in the lead the entire tournament. No one's even been able to tie her, not even for a second. We'll see if she can keep that up today.
She's throwing crazy.
She's throwing a claymore.
It says a lot to not have any blow-up holes on Jones or Country Club after 2 rounds, because it can really pretty much happen on any hole.
Yeah.
This looks like a... Oh.
Yep.
I thought it was looking so good.
Close.
Almost dead center.
Ella Hansen.
We watched Ella throw some bomber rollers at Country Club yesterday. Not as much of an opportunity to do that out here. The grass is a lot thicker, but Ella has a huge arm, and so we'll get to see her throw way down the fairway.
That just needs to miss that one tree. It was squaring it up the whole time.
Teeing off third, Missy Gannon.
Missy with the fresh cut.
Oh,
Hair's so short.
Uh-huh. Only 13% of the field taking a birdie on hole 1. That's only 5 competitors out of the 40 that are here in the C pool.
Missy trying to get on that island with a buzz. Not quite.
Rounding out the non-qualified a.m. LEAD card, Paige Pierce.
Go ahead.
We had relatively calm conditions out here. That's why everyone's throwing slower speed discs. There was nothing really to worry about on hole 1, which is rare here at Jones Supreme. Oh,
That looks beautiful.
perfect.
I don't recognize that orange one. It's either a Fierce or a Soul, I'm guessing. And here's the new drop zone. It looks like Kristin's not even trying to run it.
You definitely can go out of bounds if you run it too hard.
Yep.
It's about 50 feet and it's elevated.
Missy eyeing it down, though. Yep, classic hole 1 story. 2 or a 4.
Only 5 competitors, like I said, getting the birdie, and only 7 making it onto the island out of the 40. I feel like a lot more people probably tried today instead of doing the layup. The layup's almost just as hard.
Yeah.
Although it was calm starting at the beginning of the round, the wind does pick up as we move into the end of the back 9.
Hole 2 is an uphill par 5, 888 feet, OB line along the left, and then there's this water carry that you could have to deal with depending on how you play the hole. If you really want to attack, you're going to follow the drone and go over the water. If you want to play it a little bit safer, you can go out and around on the left side, though it's much, much harder to birdie. Definitely a gettable one if you have a lot of power. Also, check out our merch. We got candles. Just because that's who we are. GKProDisc.com, all sorts of Hot Goose merch. This first throw, wow, Paige is kind of pushing that right side OB. It almost doesn't super matter where you land as long as you're in bounds. The second shot is where the placement really matters.
Although I'm wondering if, I haven't seen how Paige played this hole. I wonder if she's going to try to go over on her second shot.
It's possible. I've never seen that, but Kristin with a little bit more typical play.
So hole 1 was the second most difficult hole of the day, and hole 2 is the most difficult hole of the day.
Wow, so just back to back.
Double whammy to start off.
Kick you right in
morning.
the teeth, you know?
For real.
Hello and welcome.
Yeah, Jones Supreme is less about enjoying your ride and more about just holding on for dear life. Really nice straight shot from Missy. Gonna set up her second shot.
Nice gentle turn on her thrasher.
The pinch point is in the middle of the drive of this second shot. Some people try to go a turnover. Missy's going to opt for a backhand hyzer that lands just short of the water on the corner.
And that kind of leaves your options open to cut a little bit of water off, to go all the way over, to go around the corner. It's a pretty typical landing zone. Kristin probably throwing more forehands than anybody else all week.
And it's been oof.
And it worked really well until this moment.
Yeah, it's been really, I think, important in how well she's doing is having both, especially having big distance in both.
Yeah.
Nope, Paige just cutting the corner here. Looks like a slower speed disc, not even trying to get very far past those guardian trees.
Yeah, I think these courses are distance first, placement second, but they're both important. Ella maybe trying to cut over the small part of the corner, and she does.
Oh, that might be out of bounds. One of those trees is really close to the edge.
I think she's okay. And that's not the typical play that you see, but she'll be up there able to attack. This is a little bit more typical on the third shot here, trying to hit this big gap and give yourself a putt. It's a great shot for Missy.
Oh, after all my practice rounds and tournament rounds, I haven't seen anyone do that.
Go
over the water like that.
Oh, really?
It really cuts the hole a lot.
Yeah, it's just super risky. If you don't hit that big gap and you come in early, those trees really don't let you in, and then you're throwing the same shot. We saw Paige with the forehand layup. Kristin.
It may not have even been a layup. It's just, oh yeah, it was forehand. Sometimes the backhands aren't intended to be layups, but it's so low ceiling that it looks that way.
Yeah, this last shot is really tricky. Wow, look at the touch on Ella's forehand.
It's nice. Only one competitor getting to circle 1 for birdie today. Wow. And only 3 getting to circle 2 for birdie.
Isn't that, aren't we looking at Ella for birdie? She's the only one. Paige just laying up for a par. Kristin trying to save par with that out of bounds stroke from almost 50 feet.
Yeah, it looks like Kristin was one of the 3 to get to circle 2.
That was, well,
for bird.
Okay,
yeah,
that was
regulation.
For par.
Oh, never mind. Missy was one of them.
Missy was one of them. Good bid. Here's Ella for the 4. Yeah, that hurts. All that work, you know?
Yep, no birdies on the day. It averaged at almost a half a stroke over par.
Yeah, I think unless you are aggressive over the water, like both Ella and Missy were, there's no way you can get it. Hole hole 3, we'll see if anyone is brave enough to fly all the way over the water. On the first shot, you see a lot of layups to the left where the drone just pointed, and then going across on the second shot. You just need to get across this big, or past this big fir tree to give yourself a look at birdie. At 557, it's reachable by anyone in the field, even with the layup. There's a couple gaps to take. You see this really often where it's like an anhyzer or a forehand, or you can take a hyzer route. Just depends on what you feel comfortable with.
Check that graphic you saw during the drone flyover. GK Pro 150,000 subscriber giveaway. You have to go sign up for the mailing list, but check out all the details in the description.
Yeah, the giveaway is for a all or at least most expense paid trip to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships in October. So pretty sick. And we're just watching a bunch of layups. Gonna be the second shot is gonna be the big shot across the water. You do want to get a little closer to the water's edge than a few of these ladies are getting. I think the sidearm's really smart.
It's a little bit more aggressive because it is finishing towards the out of bounds. And in reality, it doesn't quite matter where you are. It does lengthen out the second shot a little bit more, but everyone on this card does have the arm to get there.
Right. Yeah, 50 feet doesn't make or break you, I guess.
Ella finding her way inside the circle. Oh, no, just outside. Oh, she's a little left.
That was an FD3 from Ella. Ooh. That was a great shot.
Paige putting a lot of height on it.
I think, yeah, it's really what you want to do to make sure you're past the tree. And if you throw too straight and then try to hyzer, you can, hit those trees on the right, and there's an OB line over there too.
Kristin, unfortunately, catching those branches and they're perfect guardians. They really do get in the way.
That's what I'm saying about, the height was really good to avoid those. But see, Kristin still has a birdie bid. A little low. Really the slowest start we've seen from Kristin. She's 2 over through 3. Ooh, Ella with a little stepper.
Almost 40% of the field taking a birdie on hole 3.
Oh, and tied up with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's watch this replay.
Yeah, get it, girl.
Let's watch you tie up your first ever major.
Boom. Paige for a nice, easy birdie.
Does that mean Paige ties it up too?
Oh my God! Wow.
Here
Look
we
at this.
go.
And Missy only 1 stroke back.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kristin takes her foot off the gas for a second. And everyone's like, we're going to swoop in.
Look what happens. Man, you know what's crazy about Paige is she's won every other world since 2011. 11, 13, 15, 17, 19.
Wow.
And there wasn't one in 20, so technically this could be her year.
And right now it is tie for the lead, but a 4-way tie. Look at Hannah screaming up the leaderboard at 3 down through 5 already. Hot start. We have a lot of other 2 downs. Again, it's looking like you got to shoot under par.
Always.
Hole 4 at 616 feet. This one feels like it should be gettable, but it's really tough. The out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side, and then this pinching OB on the right-hand side make the second shot kind of awkward because of the 2 huge guardian trees. You can't really throw a backhand very effectively with that late turn that you want. A distant sidearm is what makes this hole a lot easier. Unless you're Paige, then she probably can throw a drive
Just a gentle
pretty far down here.
putter backhand for Paige.
Yeah.
Paige throwing her Surge SS here, getting huge distance. She's a little on that right, definitely making it, look like the sidearm, but I'd be surprised. She's been throwing backhands pretty much every time.
Yeah, if you don't get it far enough, you almost have to throw like a flex shot to get to the basket with the sidearm. So it just doesn't quite set up unless you're getting that huge distance off the tee. A lot of people just playing this one for par.
Everyone a little afraid of that OB maybe on the right side.
Yeah, the wind started to pick up just a wee bit. I believe it was a little head wind on this one.
Ooh, that's a good line. Coming back a little bit.
And again, this is one that you don't really want to be super aggressive because even if you get way down there, it's still really tough to get up to the green on your second shot. Not a good one to play a risky tee shot on.
Yep. Most ladies going to throw right at this tree and try to hyzer out. Come on. And give yourself a putt. Missy should be on the edge there. Here's that advantageous sidearm.
Oh, yeah. So much power.
That's a glory.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good.
And, yeah, I mean, she's just like a textbook on how you're supposed to do it. Paige, as we suspected, throwing putter backhand, turning into the tree. She's kind of far in there.
Yeah. She might have a straddle out. We'll see what she has to work with. Ella flexing her sidearm skills as well, but turning it fading it a little early.
You like bounce backwards too.
Yeah, that was in the center of that huge fir or cedar.
Oh, Paige kicked right out. Or did she pitch out and we missed it?
No, I think she kicked out.
That's great. I thought she was here where Ella is, and that's just so much nothing.
Did she get out?
I think so.
Missy with a little bit of a look, a turnover putt, able to try to run it. Only 6 competitors getting inside the circle for birdie.
Ella unable to save the par. It's a good par save from Paige. Big thanks to Flight Factory for sponsoring the coverage all week. You can check them out in Pensacola, Florida, or flightfactorydiscs.com. They have over 15,000 discs, accessories, apparel, etc. They're big supporters of GK and FPO.
Yeah, they're really nice people. Their store front is awesome if you're traveling around the Gulf Coast.
He's way out of position.
He's going to have to force it, though.
I don't think he can.
Think it's even possible?
It's in the impossible range.
The way Worlds ended last year, you couldn't have wrote that in a book.
After the initial reaction, I had to process.
If you don't even think it's a sport, watching this moment has to get you pumped up.
He's going to need the shot of the century.
I could sense something was about to happen.
You don't become the best without taking risks. In 2012, we decided to make our own first 4 molds. Now, almost 10 years later, we want to share with you a piece of this history with our 10-year anniversary box.
Hole 5 is a par 3, 317 feet. We are teeing from a farther tee box than we used to, and the pin is closer. There is an OB Creek quotation marks. You can see that little ditch is out of bounds, probably like a 10-foot stretch. It's very much inside the circle and in the landing zone. So landing just short or landing just past it, you see either a straight shot right at it through that gap on the left, or you see this hyzer route that can kind of flirt with this bridge a little bit or a lot. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it's right in the way of the hyzer, and it's a low ceiling shot. So in order to get all the way there, you do have to put your disc nose down. It stinks that bridge is right in the perfect shot.
Yeah, I mean, this is the more ideal shot, I suppose, but
yeah, it's a little bit bigger gap, but I mean, the hyzer is there too.
Yeah, I definitely prefer short tee pad to long pin over this.
Agreed.
But it's definitely gettable.
Having OB that close inside the circle is
never
a bummer.
Fan. Like, we're literally trained to throw that close to the basket.
Yep.
Missy doing it right. Wow.
That's such a great looking shot. Yeah, I watched a lot of ladies on my card throw it to the men's basket where the men's basket is, just trying to get over the creek safely.
Totally.
Just juicing it a little.
Missy with her Tour Series Thrasher. Ella, I'm guessing MD3.
Yeah, and she leaves it short, but that's A-okay. She'll have a long jump putt downhill.
Paige trying to throw it in for the 2.
Wow, 43% of the field getting a birdie, though. That's more than I was expecting.
I mean,
it's right there.
Yeah,
but,
it's 317 downhill.
But just that drop zone, that OB is just so close. I feel like it's very easy to find it. Sometimes you even find it far away, too, on either the left or the right side.
Yeah, usually if you go OB, you get to take it a little closer to the pin. Kristin having to take it almost in circle 2, it looks like, with that strange bridge hit. Paige with kind of a long comebacker after her upshot. Oh, that's an okay. Wow. That's just, it is out of bounds.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I really.
We don't have to keep talking about it.
I know.
They get it.
I hope they get it.
Dang. Like you said, double bogey just like that. Also, Kristin shared the lead for all of, 3 minutes. Although, I think Missy's going to tie it back up. Because
yes, ma'am. Honk to that. Hole 6. An island hole that feels so reachable at 315 feet, but there is the berm in front of the tee pad that forces you to throw a little nose up, so the angle can be a little hairy. On the right side, there are some tree branches that can tangle you up if you try to throw the hyzer, so it's best to throw a flex or maybe a huge sidearm if you have it. If you don't make it onto this island, there is a drop zone that's pretty brutal, downhill, low ceiling. There isn't the option to lay up to the right side and just pitch over and take your par as well. I'm pretty sure everyone on the lead card will be going for the island.
Yeah, I think so too.
Missy with a beautiful flexing shot.
No problem.
Is that a Thrasher? Obviously.
I mean, you'd think. Yep, ESP Thrasher.
Man, she's got those things dialed.
Ella MD3. This is a little right. It just brings those trees into play, but I think it has, the right distance.
Wow. She got through all of them.
It's really just that one. I don't think she turned it far enough to deal with those other trees. This looks good. It just needs to hang on and not fade towards the water too much. Yeah. Wow.
Sneaks on.
That was a Fortress?
Is a Fortress a fairway?
I'm going to double check that. I think it's... I don't want to get it wrong.
It was flying like a slower speed disc.
It's definitely a fairway. I just want to check the speed.
And Paige makes it on. Oh, just living on the edge. Oh, no. I thought that had plenty to get on the island.
And now we'll see this treacherous drop zone. Yeah, it's a 10-speed disc. And for most people, it's pretty stable. But Kristin definitely...
It looks straight like a mid-range.
Yeah. It's, 10-4-0-3. So lots of fade, but Kristin just gets them to go so straight.
Paige had no problem with the drop zone, putting it almost inside the bullseye. Ella looks like she didn't really have a putt that she felt comfortable running. There is water just behind the basket.
Yeah, the elevated pin definitely makes it a little treacherous to run it. Kristin definitely having more errors than we've seen. She's still, playing relatively well, but it's been pretty commanding. Door has not been open at all.
Yeah, Missy, trickled through. That didn't look so bad. This played is the 5th most difficult hole. 25% taking a birdie, 40% taking a bogey or worse. It's definitely one of those 2 or 4 holes for most of the people going for it.
And look at Missy now.
Yep. She found it.
She's winning worlds.
She takes it.
Hole 7 is a pretty difficult par 5. It's 704 feet. This out of bounds creek right there is in the landing zone for a lot of FPO, but our lead card ladies probably able to get past it. The footing can be kind of tough on the second shot. this last big tree, you got to decide to go out to the right or to the left. The road's out of bounds to the left, so that can definitely come into play. They changed it from a par 4 at the Dynamic Disc Open to a par 5, so it's super birdieable now. It just kind of depends on where this drive lands.
Those two trees can knock you into out of bounds or just short. Missy tangoing with the second of the trees, and unfortunately she will be out of bounds. She can still recover a par from there.
This needs to turn.
Same error from Ella, but maybe it checks up before the OB?
The OB is very tight on that tree, so it's possible she snuck in bounds. Oh, there's a much better line. That's a
smash too.
Mm-hmm. And it's far enough up the hill that it should be a pretty easy birdie. If you kind of just barely get over, the uphill run-up makes the second shot really awkward.
Yeah, this plate is one of the hardest holes at DDO.
Ooh, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
I've not seen this. Sorry to interrupt you, but wow.
No. There's not a lot of people that can do this.
Yeah. But look at how far. That's where a lot of the MPO are landing.
That's some trust right there.
Yeah, I believe that was a Zeus, so nice overstaple.
And I mean, she's probably, 40 feet from the road?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
If you don't turn it enough, you can very easily find OB
if that
deep.
had faded out too much.
Yeah.
But she's in range to get there in 2 shots. She's so far up.
Missy, turning that disc a little more than you want, she's still going to have to deal with the uphill run up on her third shot.
Are you seeing where she landed?
Yeah.
That's like a weird 10-foot stretch of inbounds.
Yeah, she got lucky with that. Throws a nice looking sidearm out to the flat. She'll be able to get up and down for birdie from here.
Yeah, this is a big shot, though. I mean, we know she has it, but still.
Oh, taking the hyzer route. That is not what I was expecting.
If you just get past that tree, even throwing like a straight shot, it gives you an open circle 2 look, and it doesn't bring the out of bounds road into play. I do think she's in that tree, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Kristin's second shot. We saw her play close to the road and then go sidearm final shot in round 1.
Looks like a similar plan right now.
Mm-hmm. Man, Paige all the way up here on the flat area. That's unreal. She's going big hyzer. Just needs to get past the tree.
Wow.
Awesome.
Set up for eagle.
And that must feel good. She just went double bogey. Now parked for eagle.
Missy putting a little more turn on it than she wanted, but she'll have just outside the circle putt for her birdie.
Par save.
That's what I said.
Uh-huh.
And bullseye birdie for Kristin Tattar.
Ella's fourth. Not quite in the tree, but definitely impeded.
Ooh, did that catch a little band action?
I don't think so. Missy for par save. That was some band action. Paige for eagle. Sick. I am glad they changed this to a par 5 because that absolutely feels like an eagle. You saw those 2 massive shots to get there.
48% of the field taking a birdie or better. A little bit of a tweener. But that eagle is still very impressive.
Man, look at the flippy floppy of the scores. They just keep swapping.
And that can happen out at Jones Supreme. Hole 8, very straightforward par 3. No trouble you can get into. Really just some tree branches you want to avoid on the right-hand side. Other than that, you're just trying to land something as close as you can without hitting this guardian tree that's short and right of the bucket. This will be one of the easiest holes on the course. We had a bit of a tailwind here to help that hyzer angle.
Paige throwing a buzz. This is the most common mistake. You just hyzer out early and leave yourself a circle 2 putt. Kristin, I believe, with a claymore. That's the second most common mistake, is hitting those branches, but she barely touches them and she's inside the circle. If you hit that a little bit higher, those branches are sturdy. Oh, that was an Explorer. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was surprised by Claymore.
I just saw the color and thought it might be, but yeah, Explorer.
Ella with similar problems to Paige, except for she's got the arm to go out of bounds.
Wow,
Oh, no.
You very rarely see someone find out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a bit of a yank. The tailwind did not help.
Missy with a good line here. Just needs to sit. Very nice.
Try it on the circle's edge for her birdie. Wind is super calm on the green. We were feeling it pretty hard on the tee pad. Ella trying to save a par here. Right on line.
Paige for a birdie. Low.
This is one of those greens where it feels almost too easy. We're used to having
the entire hole feels too easy.
Yep.
So then you're pretty mad if you don't get this one.
Yep.
You know?
What a putt from Missy.
Clean. I believe that gets Missy to 2 down on the front. Kristin found a couple bogeys early, but let's see, I think she's 1 over, or is she even? Hold on. Let me math real quick.
Definitely has 2 birdies in a row.
Yeah, so she's even. She's 3 bogeys, 3 birdies. Hole 9's a par 4, 524 feet. There's an OB line on the left. There's also an OB line on the right wrapping this tree line. If you can get your drive anywhere close to this fairway tree in the center, it's a very easy sidearm chip. They move the basket back into the right, so it is a lot easier than when we saw it in April. Yeah, this is another one of the easier par 4s on the course. You want this one.
We had a headwind that was occasionally gusting to 10 to maybe 12 or 15 miles per hour. I like the sidearm play here, taking the out of bounds pretty much out of play as long as you get that good hyzer angle. And she's got so much power on it. Still gets way down the fairway.
Yeah, great shot.
It's a little better to be straighter here than it is to wrap the corner, even though the fairway kind of lies to you and says, you want to go really hard right. Missy throwing this straight shot, I think, opens up the second shot a lot more.
Yeah, from there you could think about throwing a backhand a little bit more. From where Kristin is, it's still very doable, but it's absolutely a sidearm from there.
Yeah, it's like a blind chip sidearm.
Yeah. Paige, that looks like a passion. That's a big shot.
Huge.
And yeah, checks up before the OB.
Wow.
Way down there.
Way down there.
And yeah, she's far enough left where it's probably, she might even be able to see it. Ella with an FD.
That's a great looking shot.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. You know you throw the perfect shot when you're like worried now about the one tree in the way.
Kristin probably going to throw this one a little higher. There we go. Get around these couple of guardian trees, and she'll be a little short, but way inside the circle. Hopefully no limbs in the way.
Missy going to show us her sidearm. She's disking up to a Zeus. And it works for her. Just inside the circle. Yeah, Paige can see it. Wow. Just a fierce upshot. Beautiful.
That's a smash of a drive. Ella throwing her chip sidearm as well. Avoiding the center tree. Even a little work left.
Missy from 37 feet.
Ooh, I didn't realize that she was outside circle.
Yeah, I thought she was just inside. Ella with a pretty wide straddle, only about 20 feet here for the birdie.
There we go. 45% of the field taking a birdie on hole 9. And about the same taking a par.
So Ella's +1 on the front. With that gets Kristin to -1. Good birdie.
And Paige cleaning up the back half of the front 9 nicely. Let's take a peek at what our lead card did. A lot more errors than we saw, I think, in the feature card round of round 1. But that's how it be at Jones sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so much OB.
I feel like most of the time. Like,
Yeah.
we keep seeing people shred, and it's pretty hard out here.
Yeah, they're making it look more like it normally does.
Yeah. But Paige under par, even with the double bogeys. Ella, I believe, is the only one over par right now.
Yeah, but look at the rest of the people on the leaderboard.
Wow. Henna Blomroos, 7 down through 10.
Filleting.
Jeez. Evelina, 5 down through 10. Holland Hanley, 6 down through 12. And Valerie Manduano, also 6 down through 12.
Wow. Kat was on my card screaming up 5 down through 14. Keep playing really clean out there. We still got 9 more holes at Jones Supreme. Thanks again to our VIP members. Thanks again to GK Pro Disc. Don't forget to enter their $150K giveaway. Thanks to the guys at Stat Mando. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.